Hey, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about how to taste and evaluate wine. Now this is going to be part 2 to the Wine Basics 101 video. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and click on the card above, or in the description there's a link below. Go ahead and click on that and we'll take you straight to that video. My name is Ray Scholes with Royal Vines, and I'm bringing the tasting to you. Now I'm a certified sommelier with the Court of Master Sommeliers, so on this channel we talk about wine, but we also talk about beer, we also talk about sake, and my personal favorite, cocktails and spirits, baby. So grab a glass, or if you're like me, grab a bottle. Let's drink some wine, let's taste some wine, let's learn a little something, let's drink a little something. Stay tuned. Now on to my favorite part, how to evaluate wine. This can be very, very simple, or it can be very, very complicated, but either way, you're gonna sound like you know exactly what you're talking about. So I'm gonna walk you through these 5 things, and you probably remember this from the welcome video on my channel. First, we're going to take a look at the wine, so we are going to see, right? And whenever you see, you wanna make sure that you're doing it on a white background, so that way, you know exactly what the wine looks like, and make sure that it's in a well-lit room. You don't want to look at a wine in a dark room because you're not going to get the true color of what it is. Now, once you determine the color, you can talk about how deep the color is, and the look of the wine can tell you a lot of things about it. So I would say that this wine is a deep ruby. Once you determine the color, then you can go ahead and swirl your wine. So if you can't do one of these bad boys and swirl it in your hand here, that's perfectly fine. All you're gonna do is just go ahead and set it down on the table, and then you'll be able to swirl it in a very small circle consistently, and make that circle just a little bit bigger, and the next thing you know, you're swirling your wine like an absolute pro. So you swirl your wine because you want the oxygen in the air to interact with the wine. And as you swirl the wine up against that glass, what's happening is you're having oxygen get into the wine and making it more perfumed. Now, if you're drinking wine with me right now and you want to see the difference, this is a really good exercise. Leave the wine alone for a couple of minutes, okay? Now that you've let your wine chill out and it's been still in the glass for a moment, what I want you to do is go ahead and put your nose into the glass and smell it. And you may not smell anything. Maybe you just smell wine, or you smell certain fruits or certain aromas that might seem familiar. Now what I want you to do is you want to take that wine, and now you're going to swirl it. Now, whether you swirl it in your hand or on the table, it doesn't matter, but I want you to swirl it, right? Then go in for another smell. Oh my goodness. It's so much more aromatic. It's so much more powerful, and it's jumping out of the glass and jumps into your nose and says, hey, hi, I'm here, right? So when you're smelling the wine, what helps me sometimes if I can't figure out what I smell, I like to close my eyes and think of colors. And I know you might say that sounds weird. How can you smell colors, but how can Kanye West hear colors? Everyone has their own method. And when I put my nose in this particular red wine, it smells really dark. It smells like black, brown, and like really deep red, right? So then I associate that with Bordeaux cherries, or really dark black cherries. I also get like this really clean compost, or like clean potting soil, right? Like when you go to Walmart, you buy some potting soil. Don't ask me if I've smelled potting soil at Walmart. Yes, I have, I'm sorry. Kind of like this blackberry thing going on as well. Oh my God, this wine smells great. It smells like chocolate. There's like a little bit of chocolate or like cocoa. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. There's also kind of like this greenness to it as well. I get a little bit of green. So I think maybe like green peppercorn might make a little bit of sense. Now that I've smelled the wine, I'm like, all right, great. Now I know what it smells like. And maybe you only smell a couple of things. That's perfectly fine. But now you've talked about the color of the wine, the smell of the wine. Then we're gonna talk about how it tastes. Let's take a sip together. So that was my real pretentious bullshit, right? No, it actually serves a purpose. I know you're thinking like, whatever, but it does. What I'm doing is sucking air into my mouth at a very, very small, almost like whistling, but the opposite, if that makes sense. And I'm getting oxygen into the wine yet again. When you're tasting, really what you're doing is confirming or realizing that what you smelled is actually what you're tasting as well. So do I get some of that chocolate? Hell yeah. Do I get some of that green peppercorn? Not so much. So all you're doing is talking about those things that you said that you smelled, but now you taste. Or maybe you taste something that you didn't smell. And that is called layers. We saw the wine, we swirled it, we smelled it, we tasted it, right? So see, swirl, smell, sip, and savor the experience. At the end of the day, it's about really enjoying the wine and whether you like it or not. So if you like it, bottoms up. You don't like it, pour it out. You know what? I'm not gonna pour this out because I really like it, so I'm just gonna drink it. Thank you so much for watching today. For more videos just like this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that bell button so that way you don't miss out on any of the videos that we do. And until next time, kings and queens, remember, see, swirl, smell, sip, savor the experience.